Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi.
Long time no see.
What's up?
I mean, I've seen you girls, I saw you girls yesterday.
Yeah.
So not long time no see with you guys, but long time no see you, the audience.
You.
Camera though.
Yeah,
That's so
you.
intimidating.
So to begin,
We're back.
Better than ever. It's been a little
There's a
bit.
time there where school.
We had boys in our last video, but
Oh, I was like,
time for just us girls.
No more boys.
No more boys.
Just
us
girls again.
Today.
yeah, it's just us girls.
You may be asking, Angelique, where are you? You're not in your bed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Because, guys, I have moved to this wall in my house. I was kidding.
This wall.
I moved to my apartment in Orange. Sorry, I'm going to get the cat again. I moved to my apartment in Orange. It's not flooded anymore. So,
Oh my god.
We love that. We love
It's
to hear
not
that.
flooded. You can live in it
there's a
now.
cat
It's very
outside.
exciting.
I'll show you all the cat too. There's a cat
yeah.
outside who just wants to watch our videos. Can you not see him?
Oh,
No, I can see him.
in the distance. Yes, I can.
Cute.
Very cute.
I do have some things to share. I will first show my two new children. Here's the first one. His name is Cedric.
Oh my god.
The wig is just the cherry on top.
The wig is everything.
So we called the apartment the Frog Cult or the Frog Coven, Kermit Coven. And this is my new child. His name is Cedric. He sits outside, or not outside, but he has we got him a little table so he can look outside and just look over.
Where did you get that?
I got him at Michael's. He was on sale for $10, but he was $20.
Nice, good deal.
Well, I need to get a frog at Michael's now.
Yeah, same.
That's cheap.
I got him at Michael's for sale. I love him with all my heart. We're gonna name all the frogs in our house or in our apartment after Robert Pattinson characters. So this one's named after Cedric Diggory,
As you should.
as it should be.
Yeah.
And then my second child. So we got him at Trader Joe's. I grew an emotional attachment to him on the way home. It was supposed to be my mom's, but then I got really attached. But look at him.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
It's a pumpkin.
It's a pumpkin?
A pumpkin.
That's insane.
Why does it look
Wait,
like
is
that?
it real? No, it's fake, right?
Yeah, it's a real
Or is
pumpkin.
it real?
You can eat it.
Are you going to eat it?
No.
You have to put it on display.
Never. It's my child.
What is that one named? Edward?
He's not a frog.
Oh, he's not a frog.
His name is Nessie, like the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, he kind of looks like a snake. He's like,
I wanted Snape too, or I don't know why.
Is that first name?
There's another name I forgot, but I kind of like.
I love
Nessie.
that. Oh, I wish I had something to show. I don't.
Yeah, it's just it's probably because I miss my dog so much that I started to grow really bad emotional attachments.
Yeah.
Everything.
The pumpkin's your replacement for your dog.
Literally, I held it, and I was like,
You're like, baby.
It is my baby.
My baby. No, I was in a meeting for First Ambassadors. I love them. And we had a meet, we were training a new board officer. And I just had this, I was holding this the whole time because I could not let go of it. And I was just holding it like this. And I was like, yes.
Oh my god.
I agree with
That
this.
is very scary.
That's threatening.
And that's all I have to share. So let's get to the nitty gritty.
We just talk about pumpkins all day. I'm down.
Yeah,
True.
good episode.
Welcome to the first episode in October.
Spooky
Yay.
season.
We have some exciting things happening, exciting things coming at you this month. And I know it's the middle of the month, but some exciting things are coming.
Yeah, it's a little late.
Big things coming.
Big things are coming. And so we're going to start. We have 2 more episodes coming at you after this. Hopefully we have a plan that we're going to stick to.
Yeah.
So we're hoping.
October is an important month.
Yes, very important in this household.
Or it is, I mean.
So we're going to start it like we always do with introductions, say your name because no one knows who we are. And question of the day is what's your favorite costume you wore when you were a kid? So like always, I'll go first. Hi, my name's Angelica Kuna, like Akuna Matata.
I'm so loud.
So sorry. I needed people to know who I am.
The people
And
need to
I
know.
think I dressed up as a lot of things. My favorite, I don't know if we have a picture of this, but I dressed up as Ahsoka Tano from the Star Wars series. I have no idea if you know who that is.
Wait,
In the
I know who
in the
that
cartoon,
is.
yeah, she
Oh my
was
Wait,
like,
I'll look it
gosh.
up. How do
she
you
has
spell
like red skin, but like I don't have red skin.
She had the like
the
blue and white
blue and
stripes,
hair,
like,
and like I didn't have a wig, so there was just like a little like.
Whoa.
oh my gosh.
Wait, that's sick.
I
How
don't
did
know
you
if I
do
have
that?
there's like
Like that?
yeah, it was like her when she was that's her when she's
That's so
older.
cool.
I was her when she was like younger, a young Padawan to be correct.
Oh,
And
so
I was so obsessed with her. Maybe that made me bisexual a little bit because I was really obsessed with her, like breaking off the things. So yeah, she was who I dressed up as. I don't have a picture of her, but if I don't, I also dressed up like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz because of my dog, Peanut, looked like Toto. And yeah, that one was fun. And also to embarrass my mom, she dressed up like a lamp for Halloween one year.
I'm sorry.
wait, why is that kind of genius though?
I kind of like that.
the
Like,
lampshade on?
yeah.
She had like a lampshade on and she put a flashlight underneath her and she cut holes out of like
Wait.
the
That's
eye.
like
That's kinda good.
smart, though.
It's like little effort.
Maybe I'll get her to send a
Snaps
picture.
for that.
Yeah. Snaps. I love that.
I think she was forced to wear that though. I think my grandma made her wear it.
All right. It's kind of random.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's all. Who wants to go next?
Well, hello. My name is Isabella, and my favorite Halloween costume that I wore was, I believe it was in the first grade, and I dressed up as Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And what really just was the cherry on top of the costume was that I had the full bright orange wig to complement the purple dress that I had.
Oh, girl.
Like
It
this?
was kind of iconic.
Oh my
it
God.
literally was that color. It literally was like that.
Wait, I'm excited for that photo.
Yeah, I'll find the picture.
Me too.
Insert the picture.
That's like
It's
a
pretty,
good costume though. Like Daphne, iconic.
right?
Can't
I
go
love
wrong.
her.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That's so funny. Like little Isabella.
I know.
Orange wig.
That's probably my
Yeah.
weird smile that I used to do when I was a kid too, and I was just like
Give us
eyeliner.
redo it. Can you do
Oh, yeah.
your weird smile still?
I'd always do like a no T smile, so I'd be like,
Oh no. We all went through that phase. That phase where we were like self-conscious about our teeth. So we were like,
literally, yeah, I was like,
oh my
so
God.
probably was doing this.
I love that. Okay.
What about
There you go.
Hey guys, I'm Hunter. And I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 9 or 10 or something. And I remember so vividly, like when Halloween came around or like the fall came around, I was dead set. I was like, I have to be this, like this is happening. And I remember, I think we got like one of those catalogs of like Halloween costumes and I saw it and I was like, this is it. Like I made my parents buy it. I was like, this is happening. I don't know why I was obsessed with wanting to be Elvis.
No.
Like I don't like Elvis. Like I don't like. I mean, he's fine, but like I don't know why I was like with like
That's the best thing that
and
I've
needing
ever
to be
seen.
Elvis. And I mean, I honestly think like this is just me in a nutshell. Like, yeah. And I remember we had like, I don't know if you guys had in like elementary school, like the little like parades where you would walk around in your costumes
Yes.
at school. And I remember that parade so vividly because I was like, yes, like I was feeling myself. Like I think my dad was there and like he was like snapping all the photos and I was like, yes. And everyone was complimenting me. I was like, my time to shine.
I know. Dang, you slayed Halloween that year.
Maybe I should be Elvis again. Maybe I'll bring
I
it
really
back.
did not think that you were going to say Elvis at all. Like that just really threw me for a loop.
It's so random. Like I don't know why.
You don't like Elvis even that.
Yeah, like
I mean,
you don't just like
And like my parents don't really like him. Like I don't think they ever like showed me like Elvis music or whatever. I think I was
You were
just
just a troll. Even as a kid, you were just a troll.
You were.
yeah, and I remember it became like a thing, and then like yeah, I don't know. I was an Elvis stan for a while.
That reminds me of, like, speaking of Halloween parades with my elementary school, there was this guy I had a huge crush on. He dressed up like a cat for Halloween, and he was like,
Classic.
like, but like, you know, the full on like whiskers. And I remember like he had like eyeliner on, and he was like, "Meow," and I was like, and then his brother dressed up as like Vanessa Hudgens, like from her Gabriella from High School Musical. So he had like a full on.
Yes.
And I was like, speaking of the same crush here, I remember he in the talent show, he sung like "Welcome to the Jungle," and at one part, I think the song says "Kick It with Angelique," and I was Angelique, I don't know. He said something like that, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's talking about me." He did not like me.
Classic.
I was just like a weird elementary school, but embarrassing story. But yeah, any other things?
A lot of memories.
Other things you want to add? Anyone else?
That was like,
I mean,
probably my peak.
Yeah, honestly, like I peaked in first grade. Like that's it.
Peaked in that orange wig.
Yes, that was like my highlight. I'm gonna dye my hair that color. Actually, I'll bring it back.
Do it.
Like bring back the neon colors.
If we get 100 subscribers, Isabella's gonna dye her hair.
Yes.
Right away.
Oh, speaking of followers, we have like 90-something Instagram followers.
Guys.
And we have 29 subscribers. Wow.
Guys.
Thank you for your support. Guys.
I mean, I'm looking at the boys from the last video. I don't know if y'all subscribed, but I'm guessing you didn't because
I saw that Max subscribed.
Max subscribed. Good job, Max. Joseph, Eric, Ben on my list.
Oh my god. They're never going to want to come on.
We're going to track you down.
I mean, also, he's perfect. Sorry. that calms me down. No, they're going to have to come on the show again because of the last. So by then, I'm going to like.
For secret reasons.
Yeah. I'm going to have to be like, show me your subscription and I'll let you into the Zoom call.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
Yeah. But with that, I think we've done a lot of introduction. Let's get back to the topic of this video. Anyone want to talk about what we're going to talk about today?
Sure. So if y'all remember a little bit ago, I think we posted it on our Instagram story, like recommendations of shows or movies that you wanted us to watch and like comment on. So we did our first round of those. So we decided to watch 3 pilots of TV shows that were suggested to us. So I think we're just going to like talk about them, talk about our first impressions, what we thought, just because like it's fun. Like I feel like we always talk about what we recommend and what we like. So it's fun to know what you guys recommend and what you like, and then we can chat about it and then
we can destroy it.
Yeah, just disclaimer. If we like something or don't like something and you disagree with us, it's not a judge on your character.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just our opinions. So like don't be offended if like you recommend something to us and we don't like it or like something, because I mean, who are we to like say what's good or bad?
True. I mean, we literally think we had a conversation about this last night that we all don't like the same movies and the same, even in this little like threesome, that we don't like the same like movies. I think like Isabella.
We have like different tastes.
Yeah, Hunter doesn't like Casablanca, but Isabella and I like Casablanca.
I
don't like Joel.
Like Nashville.
Yeah, I don't really like Nashville either.
Nope.
I like it.
I don't like Joel Maisel from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but
that's
he's complex.
Like
you'll see.
Exactly. I can't make a definitive decision on that one yet.
Yeah. You'll see.
So, what's going to be the first one we're going to talk about?
Should we do that?
I mean, that was a good segue.
Since
into the first pilot.
We can address the elephant in the room.
So I had them watch the pilot of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Well, it was recommended by my cousin Scarlett Acuna, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for your recommendation. Yay!
I was very excited.
You'll get a gift card in the mail for a free subscription to our YouTube channel.
I was like, but
like,
just kidding.
That was on discussed before.
You get a free subscription for
Yeah.
their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very excited to see that because, as I've talked about before on this show countless times, Mrs. Maisel is one of my favorite shows. So I was really excited to finally like watch the pilot with you guys and see what you guys think. So yeah, what did you think? Let's discuss.
I don't know. What did you think?
Well, I've talked about it already. So I want to hear what you think.
Like, it's so funny because there's a big kind of like, it's not really like a twist, but it's just kind of like the catalyst of like what the show is about, but it's kind of like a big deal, and I didn't know that it happened. I won't say it in case anyone out there is planning on watching it, but I was very surprised when they revealed it. But I thought that they did a really good job because I really did not see that coming at all.
Yeah.
And I think it just captures like the atmosphere of like the show really well, like right off the bat. Like, it's New York in like the 50s, like about like a Jewish woman. So it's like her and her Jewish family, and like they're very, they practice their religion. So she's always talking about like all the different events, and like that was so entertaining. And the costumes are just like so good. I just think it's really well done, and like a lot of like kind of tracking shots, like we talked about that all the time. Just like the way that it's filmed, it just like really kind of like sucks you into like the world. And I think that's what had me hooked, was I was like, okay, like I feel like actually transported into this world. Like I can follow these characters. Like I'm really invested. And it was really funny too, because it's about a comedian. So the bits are really funny that they perform. So I enjoyed it. That was my take.
What do you want to give your rating at the moment? Because it seemed like
should I give my rating now?
Yeah, give your rating now.
That was okay. Maisel was probably my favorite pilot that we watched.
Same, but I'm biased.
Yeah, obviously. Shoot. I mean, I give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
It's not. I don't think it's my favorite pilot ever, but I do think what it was trying to achieve, it did very well. And yeah,
Fun.
What were your thoughts?
I go next. Isabella said like the same, like pretty much what I was thinking, but I guess I wasn't really, if I'm being completely honest, like as into it. I guess I feel like I need a second episode to get me hooked. I wasn't hooked.
That's fair.
If I'm being completely honest. It was like, because I wanted knowing what happened. Like I remember when the trailers came out, like literally the plot twist is like the staple of the trailer, I feel like. And I remember hearing a lot about it. So I knew that going in. So I was, when like it wasn't that shocking to me, but I did enjoy like just the sets, the technical side of it was really cool, and I really appreciate it for what it is. But the same thing, I would need to get a second episode but like that shows you, like I would watch a second episode to see like what else happened, because I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it was like, I think it was the longest pilot we watched too, and it didn't feel as long as it felt, like compared to the other, like the one other pilot we won't talk about yet. And like that one was 20 minutes and this one was almost an hour, and it went by pretty quick because it was enjoyable. I'll give it that. It didn't get me hooked, but it was fun. I would have watched second episode, so I guess I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Decent. Like I would say my rating, like 3 is like, it's okay. It was a good pilot, but I think I'd be fine not watching a second episode. 4 is like, let me see another episode. Yeah. And then 5 is like, I'm going to watch the whole entire series for sure. Mm-hmm. So, and then like a 1 and 2 is like,
like
yikes.
1 is, yeah, like 1 is a yikes, 2 is a, and then 3 is like a,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's my take.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased because I've seen the whole show already, but like just talking specifically about the pilot, I think it's like one of the better pilots I've seen like in my life, which like, I mean, I'm not a connoisseur of TV of any means, but I feel like it does like a really good job of, like Isabella said, like putting you in the world, and like because the world of like the 1950s is so important to the show, and there's a lot of like societal like things that come into play just with the characters and with like the things going on. So it does a really good job of doing that, but like really subtly, like it's not really in your face, like, you know. Yeah, and I think they introduce the characters really well. I think that, 'cause, I mean, obviously as the show goes on, like the characters get more complex and like you learn more about them, but I feel like they showed like a really good tidbit of each character and like who they are and like what they believe in and stuff, especially like what I noticed a lot was with her parents. Like they do a really good job of like putting them in a nutshell of like what they are, like in the scenes that they're in. But then because at first like you don't really like her parents because they're like just kind of, you know, they're typical like 1950s like whatever, so you're kind of like and like the way that they act toward her is kind of weird. But as the show goes on, like you like them a lot more because you notice that they're just like a product of their time and they're kind of trying to like escape that. So I feel like it does, or at least for me, like it does a really good job of like making me want to know more about each character. And like, yeah, I think it, because I think I didn't know like the like twist either. Maybe I did, but I feel like I didn't. So I feel like I also was like, oh my God, because you definitely don't see it coming, like if you don't know it. So, because you think the show is going to just be about this one thing, but then it totally changes to like being about this other thing. And I really like when pilots do that, because then that's what like draws me in and I'm like, whoa, like wait. So yeah. And I mean, I just feel like it's so like, it's unlike any other show that's like out there right now, at least. So I
agree with that. I mean, I think American shows especially.
Yeah.
Because like while we were thinking about like good pilots, the pilot I thought of that my cousin also recommended to me was Killing Eve. And I think the pilot for that show is super duper good, but it is a British show. So I don't know if they do stuff differently in the TV industry over there. But I think I think that's one of my favorite pilots because like it's the same thing. There's like not a twist, but like there's a lot of shocking things that happen in the first episode where I was like, oh shit, like Isabella saw the pilot too, and I remember she was like freaking out at like this one part, and it's like, yeah, it's just super. So I recommend that pilot too. I guess like good pilots that really draw you into the show and make you want to keep watching are like super good, and they establish like the characters and the world they live in. And this one, because it's like our world, but it's like a world from the past, so it's like something we're not familiar with, of course. While like in Killing Eve, it's like it's in present day, so we kind of get it, but it's like not in our country. It's in England, I think, and Paris, and like just Europe in general. So I feel like this part, it was really cool to see like them. It's kind of reminded me of what's that movie? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where like they transformed all of like old Hollywood into like a scene, and it was cool to see like without the plot of the movie, just like the production of it, like they got like I remember watching like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm like, how the heck did they get a highway full of cars from that era? Like that's freaking hard. Or, like a street gets filled with like old things, and that's kind of the same thing. Like, how did they get a full street? I mean, it's not, we of course know it's not actually New York they're filming on because that would be too crazy. But it's like, how did they get like the studio? Like, wow, look at all those people they've packed into like a set and like making you feel like you're in a real city.
One thing, a lot of attention.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, you can tell they really pay attention to detail. But like, what's interesting is like, since you mentioned Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I feel like that was a very kind of like romanticized version of LA, and I feel like the show takes place in the 50s, and I feel like the 50s are romanticized a lot of the time. And while I did enjoy the show didn't make me like, oh wow, I wish I was like a woman in the 50s, which I think is so interesting because I feel like shows like that's kind of like the goal. It's like you want to like be with these people, like living with them in the world. But like when I was watching it, I didn't feel like I wanted to like be Mrs. Maisel. There's obviously some reasons why that have relate to the twist, but like overall, just like being in the 50s, I was like, the expectations like for these poor women, like they're not, they don't like dance around it. Like they're very like the expectations were just like insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something too that I really liked about the show, like right off the bat, because yeah, exactly. Like the 1950s are so romanticized all the time. And like I feel like the show does romanticize it in some aspect because like parts of me definitely are like, oh my God, like just look at like her lifestyle and it just seems so nice, whatever. But they also like show you the parts of her lifestyle that are natural to her, but to us it's like, what are you doing? Like for example, she like
Yeah.
measures her whole body like every single day, and that's just like normal to her and like her friends and whatever. But to us we were like, girl, like what are
I
you
like,
doing?
yeah.
So I think they do a really good balance of it, and they do a really good balance of just like being real and just actually showing. And I feel like that's why to me it feels so modern and it feels so relatable to a modern like audience, but it's in the 50s. So it's like a modern take of the 50s, and I love that.
That's a really good point, actually. Like, yeah, there's like a weird modern feel to it while you're watching it. Interesting.
Well, I guess it's like any closing thoughts we have. Oh wait, Hunter, you didn't give your
Oh,
your
I'll probably
rating.
give it like
Your
4.5 out of 5 too.
So
Yeah,
overall,
I
I
mean,
guess
definitely
the
clearly
average
parts.
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
clearly
I
it
think.
hooked me in
Should
because I
I
watched the
do
whole
like
thing.
an actual actual a number of like, so the average score to this thing is, so there it's a 8.
Like 13
No,
divided by 3 is
what? Wait, yeah, it is. Would it be 13? 8, 3, 3.
4.33333 out of 5.
So the
Average
average is
score for the pilot.
4.3 out of 5. So that's a
That's
wash.
pretty good. That's
A
pretty
wash.
good.
That's a win for us.
It's a win for us. Okay, so
Okay, the
next.
next one. Okay, my friend Jess from Study Abroad, love you girl if you're watching, she recommended the show Trinkets to us, which is a Netflix show, right? And I think there's 2 seasons actually. And I remember like
Yes.
I think she talked to me about it before. So then when we put our recommendations up, she put it on there because she wanted us to watch it. And I think the only thing I knew about it beforehand was that it was about like kleptomaniacs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, and then other than that, I think we pretty much all like went in blind.
Yeah, I went in not
And
knowing anything about
Literally
it.
had no idea.
yeah. And
I just knew about the shoplifting.
yeah. And like, okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Personally, I am not normally drawn to like stuff like that. Like I don't know what I would describe it as, but like I don't know, something about a story about kleptomaniacs, I don't know, it didn't really draw me in. Like I didn't really connect with any of the characters, and like we were texting like when we were watching these pilots, and I just felt like it was really cliche. Like I saw what they were going for, and I understood it, and I could definitely like sympathize with some of the characters. But I don't know, I just felt like the characters were really cliche because it does take place in high school, so you're obviously going to have to combat like those different high school like people that you always see, like the popular girl, like the edgy girl, like the loner girl, like you know, all that classic stuff. And I feel like you could do that but in like a unique way, and I don't know, it just like didn't hit the mark for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I also I felt like it was kind of unnatural. Like the writing kind of felt a little unnatural to me. It kind of felt forced. So I wasn't like, I really like when I can just like, I was going to say absorb, that's not the right word, but when I could just like flow into a show, if that makes any sense. Like I don't have to like consciously think of like every word they're saying and like that it is a show, if that makes sense. Like I don't want it to feel like I have to think about like the writing or like stuff. I want it to feel natural, and for me it just like didn't feel natural, and I just found myself constantly being like, oh, like who wrote this, or like oh, like why did they put that there, or like why
did this character do this and
yeah
that? And
I also felt like they didn't really introduce the characters like well enough. I feel like they kind of, like, I know Angelique said this, they kind of just like threw you into it and was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't a lot of exposition, I guess. Is that at the beginning or is that at the end?
Yeah.
That's beginning.
Yeah. There we go.
Exposition.
And then your rating?
I agree.
Yeah, I think I'd probably give it like.
Think about it. You could
Sorry,
lose a
I
friend.
hear
I'm
Sydney,
just kidding.
talking. No.
I'm just kidding.
I think I'd give it like a 3 out of 5 because I didn't like hate it where I was like, this is like god awful. I just like I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because I can see why people like it. I could definitely see why people like it because it definitely falls into like teen kind of drama that's just like easy to watch, I feel like.
Yeah.
And like I do like that sometimes, but not really a ton. So like, you know, I love some good like One Tree Hill and some good Dawson's Creek, but like I'm not but yeah, I don't know, just for me it just didn't like hit home really. So yeah, and I think just the biggest thing that I took out of it was just like the unnatural like feeling. I don't know. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for me. What about you guys?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think like pilots are just really hard in general. Like you just have to like there's so much pressure. Like you just have to hook your audience in like right from the beginning. And I was thinking about it, like I wonder if it was like a time thing because like it's 30 minutes and like most kind of teen dramas are like 45. And so like, you know, I've seen a lot of teen dramas in my days.
She's the in-house,
but like I definitely
expert.
Know my stuff about teen. Yes, I honestly am. And like, you know, it's so hard because it's like teen shows like are always going to be kind of cliche in a sense, but it's like the really successful ones, there's always something about them that makes them unique. And I felt like this show, like it definitely had its moments where it was like trying to be unique, and you need to have this certain like character dynamics and have the characters be different enough from each other because and that's how you give them a personality. But they just felt kind of like one-dimensional in the sense, and maybe it was like a lack of chemistry or like a lack of just like acting skills, which I do think has like a big part in like creating compelling characters. But yeah, like what you said, like it just like didn't hit that mark completely. And I do think the story is interesting. I mean, I'm not a kleptomaniac, so like I did not relate to that part at all. But it's definitely kind of juicy to see like a different side of like kind of like teen angst, and like that's how people are kind of like these girls are choosing to act out on like kind of their frustrations or like whatever it may be that I'm sure the show explains later on. So I think that was kind of like a strong point. But yeah, I just think it was honestly just like the characterization that just like didn't quite do it for me. And so with that, like I would probably give it a 3 too. I feel like I wasn't completely like, oh my God, this is awful, kill me now. But like maybe I'd watch a second episode, you know, on a whim.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Angelique, what are your thoughts?
Y'all were like nice. I'm not gonna be too nice. I'm sorry. Well, I didn't hate it. I just think like I think compared to that last one we saw, I think I compared both the two. Like I'll probably do this more like when we talk about the last one, but I just said like they throw you into this like not universe, but this like just their lives, and they didn't do it naturally. I think because like I think the opening scene, it's not even like a spoiler, but like it's like the main character. She kind of reminds me of like a knockoff version of Hazel Grace from Fault in Our Stars. I mean, like she looks like I think I told.
She has the same like vibe, like energy.
Yeah, like she like reminded me of like Hazel Grace with them, and then she looked like the girl from Once Upon a Time who was like supposed to be Snow White. I thought like she looked like her, so it was just like instantly like she was probably typecasted. Like type of guy. Like she's very much like edgy. And I remember the first line we hear is like, "I'm sorry, what happened to your mom? Is that too early to talk about?" And it's like I just like
it was like right off the bat though, and I was like,
literally it's like whoa, 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 whoa. What? And I guess like compared to like again the other pilot we watched, they did a lot of like telling rather than showing. They're like I'm gonna call her Hazel. They're like, "Hazel, you know what happened to you when you were in Albuquerque?" Da 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 da. And it's like, oh yeah, like so there's a lot of like oh, remember that thing that happened a few years ago that like traumatized you? LOL. Like, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, let's talk about it. Or it's like, oh, that really traumatized you, right? Let's, you know.
Yeah, it was just like blatant, like, let me tell you how this person is feeling instead of
yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's like clearly like she's not popular because I think like I liked her outfit, but I think her friend in the show was just like, see, I didn't even know they were friends because this girl's like not like bullying her, but like weird. she's like try to go for this grandpa style, and I was like, that's a cute outfit. I was like, you're wearing like the same thing as her. Calm down.
It's just like, why do shows like what year did this show come out in? Not that long ago. It's just
it's like recent, I think. Let me see.
I mean, I feel like, you know, maybe I had a different high school experience, but it's like people weren't having like house parties every weekend and like people weren't like bullying people. Like no one would just go up to you and be like, you dress like a grandpa. Like no, like it's not a reflection of like a modern high school experience, I feel like. So it's just like, as it has been done before and it has failed so many times, like why do they keep trying to like have this weird reflection of high school that's not accurate?
Oh, the first episode came out in June 2019. So
so literally last year.
Yeah, but like again, it wasn't horror. I think like also I didn't like. I guess the one thing that just made me really like it made me annoyed was like how they portrayed the really edgy girl. Because it's like I don't see someone being not edgy where like she literally walks into a bathroom and blows like smoke at someone else's face like when she just meets her, and it's like calm down. And then I think this girl passes like the Hazel a note just being like die. I'm like, well, okay, that was
got
intense.
me because like that's
the one thing
that spoke to her, and then
like,
she was just like threw her a note and it just said die, and I'm like, what did she ever do? Like that would never happen.
Like that, no, like that doesn't happen anymore.
That's like when it
ever really happens.
I feel like the tone of the show should have been like, this girl's gonna murder her, like run, hide, like it's
I was like, are they gonna kill her? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
I mean, for all we know, the show could. I think also just like they kind of just threw you in, and then like at the very end of the episode, they did like a narration that was supposed to be like, this is like establishes what the show is about, and like sometimes you'll make friends with like the unexpected people, and then like, they kind of tell you what they literally tell you. Like, here's like what we want you to learn from our show. Take it and like run with it. But it's like I feel like I just watched a really like a short movie. That's the best way. I feel like I watched like a student short film. So it wasn't that. So like it wasn't
that's
horrible.
fair.
Where I was like, why was this? I'm not saying like this shouldn't be made. It's just more like that's how like I saw it at the level. So I think my thing would be like
I definitely
like I said,
agree with that.
I think in the beginning of like our first one, I justified my scaling. So a 3 would be like it was like a pretty okay pilot, but I wouldn't like watch the next episode. I would give it a 2, where it's like not like completely horrible, but I have no interest in interacting with the show again, and just like because I feel like also it's like awesomeness TV, and I feel like I see the appeal to it. It's like innocent. It's not like trying to be like bad in any way, even though it is about kleptomaniacs, but it's not. I don't think the story is trying. I feel like later in the show it's probably going to be like, this is why you shouldn't be a kleptomaniac, but I feel like it wasn't trying to be like, hey, like we're like do bad things. It's supposed to be like a kids show, a teen like preteen show. I feel like
definitely.
If I watch this as a preteen, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Like like when you read fan fictions, like you think that's like a masterpiece. So I think that got the vibes from it. So I would give it a 2 out of 5. And yeah.
Oh my god, the pumpkin.
Sorry. So the official scoring of Film Stud Girls is a 2.7 out of 5.
All right.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Halfway there. Yeah.
Not completely horrible. And then their very last pilot, I'll introduce it. is Normal People, recommended by Jelena. And
Hey,
we have a lot to, I mean,
Hey.
I mean, personally, I have a lot to say about this pilot. So I'm currently reading Normal People. I'm about more than halfway through the book. I only have 100 pages left. So like I always knew about this show or like heard of it, heard kind of pretty good things about it. And like I said, I'm reading the book. So when I watched the pilot, I kind of knew what was going on. I know like what happens and so on. So from like someone who read the book and like the adaptation of it so far, I think they did a good job with like I think like with Trinkets, I really think they threw you in like, but like in Normal People, it's very much like they show you rather than tell you, like, which is like super. It's like a lot better. There's not really a lot of big twists here, but like they kind of just like show you saying like, oh, this girl, she's not really popular. She's kind of annoying. Like she's kind of like just annoying a little bit. But I feel like that's like the point of it. She's like not. No one really likes her. No one really likes her.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like her at first.
You're not supposed to like her, but like they don't like. There's not a character being like, no one likes her. She's annoying. It's just, they just kind of make fun of her, and they're like play little jokes on her, and then she like acts out. And
more
it's, like,
realistic school setting. I would say.
And I think they do a good job, and yeah, I just personally, I think the book's not long either, so I do think they spent a good amount of time on the first episode justifying like who these characters are, and because it's about like these two high schoolers, like Marianne and Connell.
It's Irish.
It's Irish.
So,
Marianne.
Yeah.
Marianne.
I've gotten kind of good at like saying their names in
I love like Irish accents. Like they're so hard to do.
I think that's
like,
why I keep watching it.
They're
like,
great.
Spoiler, but I love an Irish accent. It's so fun to listen
Spoiler,
to.
like I kept watching.
Spoiler, I'm almost done with the series.
Oh my gosh! But like, I mean, it's like it's one of those shows. It's like the pilot doesn't make. Like I think I was pretty like. I mean, when I read the book, I got pretty sucked in. So like. But like of course with the show it's like I know what happens, so like I can hold off until I finish the book. But actually I was tempted to watch the second episode after it was finished, but I think I was doing something else and like I can't finish, like, or I don't want to get sucked in too much. But I think also like even in the book too, I don't want to break, like of course I'm comparing it to the book, but shout out to Professor Carmen. We talk about it, the book a lot because she watched the show too, and she said on the lines of like she liked reading the book and watching the show because it takes you to like it does take you to a new world without like taking you to a new world. It just makes you like surrounded in this like you're in like
Ireland.
You're in Ireland and you're just like sucked into this European lifestyle, which is kind of admirable. I think just super pretty, like the set, like so far it's so beautifully pretty. Shot too, and like just and like the last thing I want to say is like I think Connell's very attractive, but there's some like he looks like the eye lip emoji sometimes, and I'm like, shut your mouth. Like
wait, there was a scene that I watched today. I will send you guys a photo that literally looked exactly like that.
He was just like,
I was laughing,
and I'm like, yo, he's all like, but I think like the chemistry between the two mains are pretty good. And like I said, they really show you rather than tell you like what's going on, like with their family life, with their like house life. I think they do a good job with like, I think a good example is like Marianne doesn't have the best house life, but instead of like showing like Marianne doesn't have the best house life, it's just like they are telling you like Marianne like she doesn't have a good home life. It's like they show you like how like her like they compare it like with like Connell eating like dinner with his mom, and then you see Marianne eating dinner alone. And like her parents, like her mom is just like being really kind of mean to her, and her brother's being mean to her. But you see the juxtaposition of like her Connell and his mom being super close, eating dinner together, very intimate. So they show you that rather than tell you like I love my mom, I love eating with her every night, and also he eats dinner with and like drinks milk, and I'm like,
I didn't notice that.
I noticed that, and I was like, I'm uncomfortable. And
he's an athlete. He needs to. He needs to get his calcium. Okay.
Calcium? I heard calcium. I heard calcium.
Yeah.
No, I heard Isabella say calcium. Like she needs his calcium.
This is calcium. Calcium. Gotta get those strong bones.
Also, you should watch the show with subtitles because I sometimes I'm like, what did Connor say? And like, I'm confused.
His accent especially. You're like,
pretty thick.
What did he just say?
The thick boy. And I guess this is probably one of my favorite pilots. But again, I'm biased because I read the book, so I really like how the book's written. So I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. Like, very interesting. Nice. I know that it's a mini series, just to put it out there. It's not like it's not gonna have multiple seasons. Mm-hmm. So for a mini series, like, I'm not a big mini series person, but I'll continue watching it. And like, the book's already making me sad, so the TV series will probably destroy me. And that's all I have to say about it.
Okay, so I actually watched so I've seen the first 4 episodes of the show, and I watched them like a few months ago, back when the show first came out on Hulu, because I had heard about it, and like, you know, basically it was just like, oh yeah, like these 2 like young white people that live in Ireland, it's about them like falling in love, exploring their sexuality, and I was like, okay, sign me up. That sounds juicy. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, I felt like it didn't completely meet my expectations. I think part of it had to do with, because the first like 3 episodes are when they're in secondary school, and Marianne is like kind of like weird. I don't know. Like, she was kind of annoying.
She's like unlikable in some aspects.
Yeah. And like, I felt like she wasn't very like realistic, because she would say really dumb things. And I was like, literally, like, why did you just say that? Like, that was so weird. So I felt like she would say things that would like take me out of the narrative. And it was like, it's very typical where like, he's the popular athlete, she's like the outsider who everyone makes fun of. And like, so that's interesting. But I felt like it honestly was kind of cliche in some parts.
Yeah.
So like, that was kind of surprising, like how it was more cliche than I thought it was going to be. And I liked the way that it was shot. It was very slow. Like, you can tell, like, the book is so short, so they were just really milking everything out of that book that they could get. Like, it's slow.
I was gonna say, like, even our professor was like, I'm shocked they made it into a TV series. Like, they could have made it into a movie, like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Even the shows are only half an hour. It's not even long.
Like, I do think that is a big reason why you can watch it, because it's so short.
Yeah.
Like, Hunter's, you know, she's ahead of the game. But literally, like, you know, 30 minutes have passed and you're like, well, I already finished one episode.
It feels like nothing.
Watching. Like, it's weird because, like, I know, like, Hunter, like, you feel the same way. Like, you don't know if you like it, but you keep watching it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's, like, the goal. I don't know, but
yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, it's been a little while since I watched those episodes, and I'll probably get back into it since we've been talking about it so much. But I didn't really know how to feel about it. Like, I do like how it's Irish. I mean, I just think everything that's, like, British is just better.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. And, like, you get a look into, like, a different lifestyle that isn't, like, American. So I think that's always really juicy. But yeah, I feel like I would give this, like, I guess I'd also give it like a 3 probably. I think it had compelling moments, but the characters need to they got to shake things up a little bit. Like, she was kind of like annoying, and I hate to say that too, like, not to be like, I hate female characters, but like, it was just like,
no, it's valid though.
Maybe she was immature. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
I want to propose an argument. I think it's really cliche, but I think in the later episodes, it makes it not cliche anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I think like that's the point of the pilot, is to like look at it, so like it's kind of cliche, but then they
cliche.
I have like more, like, I know, like, I read the author's first book too, and the reason I enjoy Marianne more, because like I said, with like her first book, Conversation with Friends, the main character, I literally like could not stand her. I'd be like, she was just like super, like, I think it's like also like the plot's more like problematic, as in like how can you like her when like she's doing this, and like it's hard to explain, but you have to read it to understand it. But like, I guess it's like there's like some instances where like she gets like in Conversation with Friends, like this character shuts down. She's like, I'm not talking to anyone, and then she's like, but why doesn't anyone like me? It's because you're not talking to anyone. She's like, oh, I'm so sad. I don't want to talk to anyone, and I'm just gonna like avoid everyone. And then she's like, but I'm so lonely. I hate my life. And it's like, but I would like, sorry, I would leave, when I read Conversation with Friends, I would get pissed off, and like I would sometimes like lay in bed. I'm like, do I want to get pissed off tonight? No. But with normal people, I've like read it and I've been intrigued in their world, and like I like left the book reading it like kind of like melancholy and like being like, oh, like there's nothing really that's got me hooked on it. But it's nice because the book is formatted where it's like 3 weeks later, like they jump to a different thing, like 6 months later. So it's really easy to put down for a long time and pick up randomly and feel like you haven't really left, like miss anything or like. So I feel like in the show, I think does a good job. I mean, I've only seen the pilot, and I think it's literally like the first 2 or 3 like chapters of the book. So it's like nothing really big jumps yet. While in the book, like they do jump like a lot of like months and like into the future. So yeah, anything else you want to say, Isabella? Oh, you gave your rating. I forgot. The 3.
Yeah, I gave it
3.
Yeah, that was kind of my take. It was just very different than what I expected it was going to be, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
and I think
I kind of feel that
I can figure it out.
I guess we all just wanted more sex, and us Americans love our sex.
That's not why. They were like, kidding. It's a lot for me. I know some friends were like, yeah, sex, like.
Yeah. Hunter, it's your turn.
Okay. So I kind of had like a similar experience to Isabella where I just like watched the pilot this week when we decided to. So I hadn't seen it before, but I remember when it came out and I was really intrigued by it. So I don't know why I didn't watch it. I guess I just never like, I think at that time I didn't want to watch anything sad because I was sad and I was like, I can't like layer. So I didn't watch it. But I was like very intrigued by it because like Isabella said, like I'm a sucker for a good like love story. Like I love like slice of life kind of stuff. So, into that. And so like, I agree with Isabella where like when I watched the pilot, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, like that was life-changing, like, whereas with Nasal, like I was like, oh my God, I have to watch more of this, like, and like, it's so good and I can't stop thinking about it. But again, I mean, when did I watch the pilot? Like 2 days ago, and I'm on episode 9 already. So
it did its job. It made you watch the show.
It did its job, and I don't know why I keep watching it. Like, it's not that I don't like it, because I do like it, but it's not like the best thing I've ever seen. And it's not like I'm craving, like I need to watch more, like I need to know what happens. I think part of it is because it is so like beautiful, like just the scenery and like the cinematography and like the outfits and like the main actors and everything are just also pretty. And I'm like, okay, like I guess. And I think it's kind of like serene in a weird way. Like it's dramatic and like a lot of stuff happens, but like I think the setting just makes me like really calm. And like their accents make me calm and I like it. But like, yeah, so I mean I do like it. But kind of like Isabella said, like it's not, I don't know, it's not something that I'd probably be like, oh, this is one of my favorite shows ever, or like this is something I'm super into. Like I'm gonna finish the series, obviously. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess like I'm just interested to see what happens. And kind of like Angelique was saying, I definitely agree with the thing. Like they totally start with a cliche, but then because the series does like span time, like it's not just one like year or whatever, like it spans a lot of time. I think that then they can like take the cliche and just like expand on it and make it not cliche anymore. Like once they do it, like jump through time and stuff, which I really like. But then I will say that like I watched episode 8 and then like a little bit of 9 today. And in the show, they would tell you like, oh, like 6 weeks earlier or like 2 months later or like whatever. But for some reason, in the past few episodes I've watched, like, they jumped ahead a lot of time, but they didn't tell me, like, when it was. Like, I was just supposed to, like, figure it out, and that was really pissing me off. And I was like,
weird.
just let me know, and I can give you. I got you.
Yeah, I literally said, I was like, I'm just gonna text Angelique and ask her because she'll know. But like,
yeah, I think with episode 8, it's 5 months later. 5 months later, so
yeah, I kind of
but like from what
couldn't get it. Yeah, it's
you
like
have to watch the show.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I don't know. It was kind of pissing me off, and like some of the decisions these people make just piss me off. But again, this is just about the pilot, so maybe I'll talk about it more in a different episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably what.
I just wanted to say my score is purely based on, like, if you like the book, you'll like the show. So that's why I give it a 4 out of 5 in the pilot. So like if I was just watching it, just based on like watching it, I would say a 3. Like, I just wanted to specify that.
I would give it like 3.5.
Yeah, maybe 3.5.
Something about it got me. It hooked me. So I would give it a 3.5. So then you gave it 4. And then 3, and then 3.5.
How about let me just do a 3.5, like, because like that's like based with pilot alone, and I was doing it based with like knowing the book itself and adaptation. I thought it did a good job.
So that's 3.333 all around.
Yay!
There you go.
Pretty good. And with that, those are the 3 pilots we watched. Yeah. Thank you so much for your recommendations. Like I said, recommendations earns you a free subscription to our channel. Good deal.
Yeah. No, this was really fun, and like, let us know if you want to see us do this again, because we got a bunch of recommendations, and we also have like movie recommendations. We just didn't have a lot of time this week, so we chose pilots. But like, we could do a mix. We could do whatever, and also like, you could send us your recommendations too. We'd love to add it to our list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know, it was fun because like, it definitely. I mean, again, I'd seen Maisel before, but like, it got me to watch stuff that maybe I wouldn't have like chosen to see, or like, I knew that I wanted to watch Normal People, but I just never did for some reason. But now like, this got me to watch it. So it's fun to like go out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And sometimes like, if you don't know what to watch, and like you want to watch like, a pilot.
Hello.
Sometimes like, you just need to like just watch like a pilot and like not know what's going to happen, and just like escape for like a little bit without feeling the pressure of like watching, like, I don't know, like committing to
watching like a movie or
like a movie. Yeah. So like, for me, that was really nice, because I was like, I just get to like watch a pilot tonight and just like invest in this like new world for a little while. So that was fun.
But, yay. Yeah, be on the lookout this month. We have some fun things coming at you. Sneak peek, we're gonna have a trivia episode. Ooh. With a special guest, which I won't announce yet. And then we have another special guest coming for our Halloween episode.
A fan favorite.
A fan favorite. And we all know and love. And we might be dressed up on our Halloween episode. Comment and guess what we're going to be for Halloween. I want to see your guesses.
I don't know yet, so guess what I'm going to be. Maybe
an idea. I'm going to be too, because...
Maybe you can give them ideas. I already know.
I'm be each other. What if we were just each other?
I'm like, how would we do that?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
I mean,
we'll just swap locations. Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm just in your room.
An animal appearance every single.
I love it.
So they'll just come out of nowhere. I'm like, when were you in my room? Like, I don't even know.
Oh my god. Well, yay! Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, this was fun.
We love
Thanks
you guys.
for watching.
We love you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your pumpkin buddies. Share with your spooky buds. Share with your ghosts, and your frogs.
Yeah. And
let's make a goal. Yes, let's make a goal to get to 32 subscribers. You know,
let's do it.
But let's do it. We're gonna do it. And maybe if we get to 100 followers on Instagram, there might be a giveaway. I don't know.
Fun.
We'll definitely do something.
Isabella will dye her hair orange.
Yes. Okay, I will.
You'll never know.
I will put googly eyes on
Nessie.
Yeah.
And
there you go.
Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Be on the lookout for our next video and the video after that. And yeah, hope you all have a great rest of your day. And if you're Joseph, Ben, and Eric, you better subscribe.
Oh my god. That'll get us to 32.
Literally. If you all subscribe, the 3 of you.
Maybe they are, and we just don't know.
On my hit list.
Oh my god. All right.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.